Okay. I think we're live. Let me wow. Okay. We're screwing this up already.
See what I got here, Brian? Let's go to a match. No fucking match. I'm not finished yet. You think this is over? You think I've forgotten this?
I never fucking meant for you to get hurt.
That piece of shit that you brought on here? Wait till I get my hands on him.
Oh, wait, let me explain something to you before you go overboard here. We disagree about a lot of things, but I never meant for him to do that to you. He just went overboard.
Oh, yeah. And he apologized. I don't believe you dickhead. I don't believe what you say anymore, Brian.
How do you want me to prove it to you?
There's no way
And
you
give me
can
my
prove
fucking phone.
You say give it a rest. We say give it the abdominal stretch. No need to be stressed. Take a play off abdominal stretch. Rope for leverage. Have a beverage. Hope the ref doesn't check. Abdominal stretch. Stay awake, bro. I'm Waco. I'm David Koresh. Why the hate, bro? Let's work slow. Abdominal stretch. Gut feeling, hedging our bets. 5 aces and decks. DiBiase the checks. The abdominal stretch.
Hello. That's my best Nathan impression.
Howdy.
That's the only way that I can open up the show.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Abdominal Stretch. Pablo Romero Estevez here. That's Pumps 61 there. He does not plan on dying. He does not plan on dying, bruv. Obviously absent from today's episode.
Yeah.
The locker room leader. And you know what they say, Pumps? Well, the cat's away, the mice will play. Right? So,
Yeah, buddy.
yeah. Nathan-less show this week. We can do whatever we want now. As we were endearingly calling it in the group
However
chat.
will we fill time?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess we're going to talk about wrestling, but before happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. You're very festive in your attire. This is pretty festive. I'm not wearing any green. I have green on my tattoos though, so that kind of counts. How was your week, Pumps? What
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
yeah, let's just start off, just trying to get to how we're doing this week. Pumps has a tough internet this week. All right.
No, my internet is struggling right now.
Did you
poor little laptop?
Oh, it's all right. Like I said, we'll work on that. This is why we need people to just jump on into the show here, so we can start one of those fancy Patreons, or we need just like a sponsor, right? Like an official sponsor. We get Pumps a new laptop.
I'll just do a dance.
Do you it's St. Patrick's Day? Do you do the whole corned beef and cabbage thing? Is that?
I'm just dancing when my internet goes bad. So I don't know.
All right. I'm asking if you eat any corned beef and cabbage. Is that your thing on St. Patrick's Day?
I wish. That shit is delicious.
You like it? You like corned beef and cabbage?
I do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Not my bag. Not my bag. I like potatoes. That's an Irish thing, so I opted for potatoes instead of corned beef and cabbage.
Hell yeah.
How's the week? Anything good? Anything
That's
interesting
fair.
outside of the world of wrestling?
No, just work. I don't have time for much else because I hate my life.
You heard it. You heard it here. Pumps, wrestling, this podcast, and work. This is all this man lives for.
That's it.
That's all you need.
I finished my battle pass on Modern Warfare 2. Pew, pew. Or 3, not 2.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. For all you Modern Warfare people out there. How
about you? What'd you get into?
Nothing, man. Same thing. Work, wrestling, Actually, I did go to a pretty cool random event yesterday. That was like it was called Wicked of Oz. It was at this place here in Santa Ana. That's like this like historic museum that's got all these old houses and old timey shit. And it was basically like a kind of like a con. There was like a lot of vendors, people selling shit, and I actually got a pretty cool pair of Frankenstein Super 7 Frankenstein themed Saucony's, some sneakers. I like sneakers, pumps. I want my feet to feel, to feel good and like I care about them. So gotta cover those babies with fine sneakers. Pump's internet is shit this week, everybody. Frozen into it. Just completely frozen. All right. Well, I will while we get Pumps back on here. Pretty big week in the world of pro wrestling. There we go. I got some Pumps back. Pumps is already talking about one of the topics of today. Where do you want to start, Pumps? WWE or AEW? Do you want to flip a coin on it, or do you want to? Pump's still frozen, everybody. No worries. All right, let's start with WWE. A lot of big news, big week in the world of professional wrestling. Let's see what topics we have.
To start with having good internet, but I don't think that's working.
Oh man, it's everybody streaming right now. All the St. Patrick's Day. It's all this fucking corned beef and cabbage clogging up all the internet vibes.
It's killing me.
All the internet cables or something. Yeah, it's releasing all these like not.
I think I'm good. I think we're back.
Okay, we're back.
I think
getting into where I was asking if you wanted to flip a coin in the world of wrestling, if you just wanted to do WWE or AEW. Let's but I just took the
Oh, what are we? What's our initiative?
I said WWE. I mean, let's start with WWE. That's what I was saying.
Okay, let's do that.
Or I don't know. Do you want to
tell me all about
it? No, actually, let's get a little. Nathan's not here. We don't have to abide by these rules. You know what I want to start with, Pumps? I'll tell you what I want to start with.
What?
I want to start with this right here.
Okay.
This was
the pretty Showtime sensation himself.
Yeah. Buff Bagwell, Darkside of the Ring. I think what's interesting about this one and what's most unique is I feel like most of the times, like the dark sides, I guess, are the situations that are with people that have passed at this point, or situations that are much, I don't know. I guess this is long. Makes me feel old now that I'm thinking about it. But Buff Bagwell's like just able to be interviewed and just openly, or I guess as open as Buff Bagwell's willing to be. Not according to one man though. Had a dark side of the ring, and he was like fully interviewed in the whole thing. So I guess he was able to tell his side of the story. But few things kind of stuck out to me. And I actually had to go back, Pumps, and I did this for the show. I went back and watched the 2001 episode of Monday Night Raw where Booker T and Buff Bagwell main event.
I did the one and done.
Yeah, I had to go back and watch that match because specifically in Dark Side of the Ring, Buff Bagwell's like, it wasn't a terrible match. He's like, nothing. I didn't deserve to get fired for that match because he had that match and then he got shit canned by WWE. And I had to go back and watch it. I'm like, was this match as bad as it's been historically kind of told to be? When's the last time you saw this match? Right?
Probably that night.
Yeah, I was gonna say, better yet, have you ever gone back and rewatched? Were you ever sitting around wondering, hey, you know what I really want to watch? It's fucking Buff Bagwell and Booker T.
Nope.
From 2000. I did it. I went back and I watched it, and I don't know, not it was all right. Seemed like what you would imagine a Buff Bagwell and Booker T match to be, but the crowd was not fucking into it. And then the other weird thing that I noticed is the commentary team was like, "Oh, we're giving it to the WCW commentary team," which consisted of Scott Hudson and Double A, Arn Anderson, who was never
Okay.
who was
Never.
never at any point the WCW commentary team. And I don't know if they were just banking on like, hey, WWF fans just don't watch WCW, so we'll be like, hey, this is the commentary team. And I don't know, the match just ended like, I don't know, I think Kurt Angle and Stone Cold and Buff Bagwell at the end of the match just beat up Booker T, throw him out of the arena. And then Kurt Angle and Stone Cold proceed to beat up Buff Bagwell and throw him out of the arena. And that's right. I don't know. I don't know if that match was the reason he got fired. But then he talks about the reason he does think he got fired. And he tells a story about him and Shane Helms going to like a practice center the night before of or something. It's not the performance center because who knows what they had. And they like got into a like verbal altercation. And then apparently Buff says he gave him the Bagwell slap.
Okay.
Which I don't recall ever being one of his moves. I thought he just did the blockbuster.
Just blockbuster, as far as I know.
And danced around. And Buff says he gives them the Bagwell slap. And then he like walks away. And Shane Helms bashes him over the head with a frozen bottle of water.
I mean, I believe that Shane Helms does not play. He's got that dog in him.
He says he says Shane Helms bashed him over the head with a frozen bottle of water, and he had to get 27 stitches and then go wrestle Booker T, to which he had to Sharpie the stitches. So it matched his black hair so nobody would know. And then he wrestled that match. And he's like, if the match wasn't any good, it was because, I was fucking probably concussed and had 27 Sharpie stitches on his head.
Yikes.
And then he's like, and then I got fired. And he's like, I don't think the match was that bad for me to get fired for. While I was watching this, I'm like, man, I wonder if Shane Helms is going to get interviewed to corroborate the story. And
I don't think you can, because he's still an agent, isn't he?
He's still an agent for WWE, but he took to Twitter. Here it is. There's a few, but this was my my favorite one. One he blames he's like, oh, Buff Bagwell's never taken accountability for being a shitbag. He blamed Jim Ross at some point. Now he's blaming me. And then this is a tweet here, or an X, or whatever the fuck they call it now, of him basically saying that Buff literally went on the show and just told a bunch of lies. No more second chances from me. What do you make of that, Pumps?
I mean, this is not breaking news. Older wrestler makes up stories. Like, ooh. I mean, shocking. No, he gets his. I mean, Jesus Christ! Did we not see the Marty Jannetty shit last year? Like, come on.
What's the Marty Jannetty shit from last year?
Well, when he went on Darkside and he said that he killed a man for trying to molest him when he bought a bag of weed off of him, and he took the camera crew down to the river where he disposed of the body. And
what the hell?
How have you not heard about
it? What Dark Side of the Ring was that one? What? It was just a Marty Jannetty Dark Side of the Ring?
It was last year's finale. It was Marty Jannetty. It was the life of Marty Jannetty or something like that.
I have not seen that one, but
Yeah.
you better as hell believe I'm gonna go back and watch it. I don't think I didn't watch all of season because this is season 4, I guess. Season 4, episode 2. So that one had to be season 3. No, but who does he claim that? So like what have law enforcement taken any action against Marty Jannetty? Or is he just Marty Jannetty's just out there running free still?
No, I mean the cops like opened an investigation into it. It was the thing.
I mean, as they should. I'd be like the cops. You're not doing much if all you're doing is if a man is saying, "Yeah, this is where I dumped the body."
Legitimately. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a bit alarming. At the end of it, though, Buff does say he wants to get back.
For the record, I did love Norton and Bagwell as a tag team.
I do. I liked Scott Norton. I feel like Scott Norton was great and very underutilized in WCW in general. But he was a beast. He was a monster. Yeah, I mean Bagwell was fine. He did his job. He was a good heel at the time in WCW. He was hateable, very punchable. He did his job really well.
He pulled off a top hat. I mean, I
don't know if he pulled it off, but I did think he got top hat
heat. 100% pulled off a top hat.
Yeah, like the airbrush.
Yes.
Other random standouts, by the way, were about how he was on the reality show Gigolos, and
yes, on Showtime.
Yeah, yes, on Showtime, and then he says that that he didn't know he wasn't supposed to like sleep with the woman. Like the producers kind of told him kind of what was happening, and then apparently like they actually like. I don't know if he's saying that they actually hooked up, if all the reality show stuff of him having sex with that woman on the show was real, like it was all blurred out and like softcore. And then he's like, well, nobody told me afterwards that we were just supposed to fake it and they were just going to get shots from behind or certain angles. I didn't see the show, but I was like, hot dang, freaking Gigolos over here showing Buff Bagwell have sex with a random older lady.
Yeah, no, I didn't have Showtime when that was a thing, but I knew about it. But yeah.
And then other standout was apparently one of his former roommates, who was former WCW referee, walked in on him bent over on all fours, having his mom help him shave his balls.
Yeah, Judy. That's a famous story. Is Judy used to shave him up?
That was news to me.
No, that's yeah. No, that's yeah. That's a well-known thing.
She was his full-time, she assisted him with everything. And he was like, yeah, it was just normal. He's just on all fours, just like, oh, hey, buddy. And then he's like, Judy looks back on me. She's like, oh, hi. Such a just shaving my son's ball sack.
Yep. Just getting the taint.
Yeah. That was truly a dark side of the ring. But yeah, he says he wants to finish wrestling. He wants to get in the ring one more time. So I'm going to start the hashtag get Buff into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, why not at this point? If all the other people they've announced over the last couple weeks are going in, sure. Why not Bagwell? Who cares?
I will tell you, I'm really curious to see what a Buff Bagwell WWE run would have been, because he was like on the brink of like hitting that upper mid card when WCW went out of business, and he could have been something in WCW. Who knows?
They 100% would have stuck him with Val Venus. 100%.
Maybe
100%. Who
else would have been a good tag team partner for him at some point?
The Godfather.
He could have been good in that Chuck and Billy. You just got to put him into that gimmick somehow in there with them.
True.
All right. Who knows? Maybe Chuck and Billy would have never been. Maybe it would have turned to like Billy and Buff. Buff and Billy. Chuck Palumbo might have not gotten that break if Bagwell was there to freaking keep his foot on his neck.
That's right.
So that that would have been
The old
really
wily veteran keeping these youngsters down.
maybe, but good Dark Side of the Ring. I always enjoy those. Very very interesting, I guess, subject matter.
Yeah, they do really good.
Around Buff Bagwell. I mean, they have a lot. Vice is kind of killing in all those little docu series.
It's the only thing keeping them alive.
Yeah, kind of right. I mean, hey, they got the right thing. The wrestling fan base is super loyal, so pretty smart move.
Yeah.
Do we think Shane Helms actually hit him with that ice bottle? Is that?
Absolutely.
I want to get to it. I just want I don't want all the oh, I don't care about the drama of did he get fired because this blah blah blah. I just want to know, was there actually a frozen bottle that gave him 27 stitches?
I think this week is Terry Gordy, right? That'll be a good one.
Oh, really? That will be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you can get an uncensored look at the Freebirds.
Yeah. It's funny that Darkside now is it's not even I feel like when it first started, right? It's there was obvious kind of low hanging fruit of what you're gonna cover. You know, the Benoit, obviously the Jake the Snake and stuff like that. But now they're just you know what? Let's just go down the list. Every one of these motherfuckers is a Dark Side of the Ring. Let's just cover every wrestler that was around in the 80s and 90s and just give them a little story just so you could see how insane this this world was, I guess, in that time. But I don't know, man. You can't just stick that on wrestling. The world in the 90s was the fucking wild, wild west. Cable TV in the 90s was wild, wild west. Because after WWE or after after fucking Monday Night Raw, WWF at the time, they used to have I don't know where you grew up, but they played Silk Stockings on the USA Network.
Silk Stockings.
Yeah. Wasn't that almost right after Raw every time?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is crazy to be oh, you know, wrestling was so dark, but I mean, just the 90s in general on television was just unhinged.
Well, any time before you had a camera in your pocket constantly,
yeah,
shit. Some of the shit I did, I'm like,
yeah, exactly. No, that's true. I guess now everybody's just, you know, you can get caught on camera wherever you're at. That was never a thing before. Motherfuckers got away with everything.
Sure did. And it was great.
We missed those times. All right. So, yeah. I'm very interested to see the Terry Gordy episode. Let's see. Sorry, this is now I see why Nathan's got this. Let's go into it, Pumps. Let's talk about the big news in WWE. So you don't have Nathan this time. We're not going to go, you know, match by match. We're just going to fucking
let's hit the high notes.
Let's fucking hit the high notes. Here we go.
I watched this.
Yeah, of course. Right? What'd you think?
I think you're right. He doesn't want to be the heel because he enjoyed the shit out of this. He enjoyed the shit out of this.
Did you enjoy the shit out of this?
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. I feel like
didn't hate it.
Look, dude, that entrance. Firstly, that entrance that he's got now, with the lightning and the friggin' hot damn. Hot damn. Just top-notch production on WWE's end. But yeah, you know what's interesting that The Rock has that I'll tell you, I feel like this was probably the best thing I've seen from him since he's come back. He's really cooking now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched, have you watched any of his Instagram 20-minute promos?
No.
Those are a little. He's they're good. The way that they cut him up, and he kind of even cuts up things to go back. It's kind of I heard somebody compare it to the director's cut of stuff that you can't see on WWE because he's cursing but he's
referencing
shit. He's using fucking footage from WWE and he's using clips from the Busted Open podcast, and he's just so he's talking about stuff. He'll play it and then he'll talk about it. And just goes on these 20-minute rants. But as far as TV goes, this is probably some of the best work that The Rock's done on television so far. But maybe because he just wasn't having to be like, he was a heel, but he wasn't a heel. Because, his history with
yeah, I mean, he was just The Rock being The Rock.
Yeah. And
Not pushing an agenda, or you know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, he was in the grand scheme of things, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, he moved that story forward, and it got me more hyped, I think, than anything. But yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of backstory, man. He's got his own TV show. I don't know if you saw Young Rock, but it's like, if you've seen that, it's almost the perfect time for him to come back to wrestling, I think.
I didn't see it, but like from what Cornette was saying, like 2/3 of it was total fabrication.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, I don't think any of it is, and it's the thing about it that's funny is that it's just a fucking straight sitcom with all these personalities that you want to hear kind of more about, right? Like, it's what you want to imagine maybe that The Rock's life was, or it's what you want to imagine like the wrestling character of The Rock's life was. And I think that's kind of what it is. It's like what, like fucking Terry Bollea has a 2-inch penis, Hulk Hogan has a 12-inch penis.
Right.
Well, Dwayne Johnson's life probably wasn't like that, but The Rock, his life was what the Young Rock is, I think. And it's pretty good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So if you would have seen that show and then you would have seen this Rock concert, you can almost even like plug this thing into the show, because it's like, wow, look at you. Now you're coming back to this place that we've described so much in your little backstory. And yeah, he clearly loves Memphis, does not want to fucking be a heel, but I feel like cut a fucking brutal promo.
Yeah. I mean, when he busted out the weight belt, I was like, oh.
Dude, he got serious, right? He busted out the weight belt.
Yeah.
He was like, "My hand is to your mom." And the cherry on top was the motherfucker had the balls to fucking pull from the words of fucking Maui and straight up.
You're welcome. Yeah.
That to me was, I was like,
that was the best. I'll give him that. I can't hate on it.
That was fucking brutal. And it was a really freaking great promo. And I wonder if Disney's pissed off.
Yeah.
I even wrote that in there. I'm like, is Disney pissed off that you're talking about beating a man till he's bloody and singing about it in like a happy uptone kind of bluesy way, and then handing the object that you beat him to his mother, and then dropping some Disney lyrics? Also, yeah, I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
He's the final boss, Pumps.
Is he or is Roman? I don't know.
That's the question. Who is the real? Is Roman the final boss, or is The Rock the final boss? Does this take away from Roman's championship or him as a champion? Do you think he's like overshadowed here by The Rock?
I mean, no, because The Rock has wrestled less than Roman, if you can believe that that's a statement that's true.
Yeah, I believe that. He had a short tenure in WWE.
So,
a lot of people thought. And then another weird factoid I read, The Rock's main evented like 6 WrestleManias in 3 different decades. That is also unheard of.
yeah, teens, 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This
was he the main at 18?
Yeah, great question. 18 was him and Hogan?
Yeah.
No, he was a marquee matchup then. Then in reality is he's probably headlined, I think.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't because like it was Triple H and something after that, and it like nobody's showing off after that, Matt. Yeah, I remember that.
There's Triple H and Jericho. But yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know. You got to go on last. I remember that's one of those things that everybody talks about, but I feel like I remember watching that and it was awesome, but I feel like I was still hyped for the main event at the time. I don't know. So then you just fucking get over that.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean that's still gonna be the most talked about match, I guess, of that WrestleMania.
Yes.
But yeah, I think before that it was what, Stone Cold and Rock, right? Headlined it.
Probably.
Yeah, they headlined twice, and then he headlined twice against John Cena.
Yep.
Is The Rock the greatest pro wrestler of all time?
No.
Is The
Stop
Rock?
it.
Is The Rock?
No.
Well, what do you mean? Who's bigger than the Rock at this point? Do you think did Hogan ever reach the level that The Rock got to?
Yeah, absolutely.
That this level, like celebrities, I feel like Hogan was you feel like Hulk Hogan in
For his time, absolutely
bigger
for his
celebrity
time.
than The Rock. The Rock's fucking like made a lot of money in the movie industry. Hogan's got
Yeah,
films that are like funny in an ironic way.
Yeah, no, I'm not like trying to compare their filmographies, but like as far as the 80s, like where it was like 3 channels and FM radio for Hulk Hogan to get there. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's less competition. The Rock has a lot of shit to compete with now, right?
But it's easier for him to like get out there to everybody.
I also like how you're like, no, stop it. I'm not going to have this talk about The Rock being
No, this is absurd.
potentially the best pro wrestler of all time. But Pops, it's like
He's the best entertainer.
Sports
in
entertainer.
No, he's the best entertainer in pro wrestling.
I mean, big deal. I feel like he's breathed a whole new life into the Bloodline storyline, but yeah, I don't know. I am at some point I want to see Cody just go one-on-one with The Rock. Like I feel like the championship, I don't know. The championship should be with The Rock at this point. Who knows? But I guess not. But maybe they figure out some sort of way to screw Cody out of the title again, and maybe The Rock does become the champion after this, because I don't see him. I think he's going to stick around at least until this Netflix thing, or at least maybe go away, come back a little bit, go away, and then kind of like have another run around the time of Netflix for next year's WrestleMania, whether that's against Roman Reigns or I don't know. Maybe he could stay in this Hollywood Rock persona and go up against Cody Rhodes. Who knows?
I don't know. because if Cody doesn't win it, the next big event is what? SummerSlam in August.
Yeah.
So that's May, June, July. That's 4 months. I mean, yeah, you could get there. You could, Rock could turn on Roman immediately at the end of Mania after Cody loses. Title goes on The Rock at SummerSlam. You could get there by the Rumble or Survivor Series. Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but ugh.
What? I mean, it's the only way to really make him the final boss. Or I don't.
He can be the final boss without the belt. He doesn't he has the clout. He doesn't need the belt.
That's true.
Triple H famously said the belt does not make the man.
It's true. That's true. I don't know. Very interesting. I'll tell you, I am very interested in to see, like, for the first time in a long time, I can't really predict how the Mania is going to end up. Like, I feel like even last year, although
I predict how it better go.
Last year we predicted like how we wanted it to go, but it didn't go that way, right? But there was still like some sort of predictability within that at that point, where right now it's just like they can go in so many different directions. Even the Rumble, right? Like the Rumble was super unpredictable. Like as much as yes, Cody should have won and Cody should win. I don't know, man. WWE's cooking right now. They are. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking in the most literal sense? Because he is cooking, and this promo got me super hyped up.
I mean, I'm more apt to watch just The Rock and Cody because I'm so over Roman. Yep.
Why? Why are you over Roman? What's going on?
It's how many years now? 3 years of this? Like, and I get it. Oh, beat him. Oh, he never wrestles because he doesn't have to because he's the champ. But that's not the way this goes. Like, I don't know. We're all smart to the biz. We know what it is, but like, come on.
The only reason I'm still on the fence on Roman holding that championship for that long is because I think at this point, like I said, WWE wants to get rid of the legacy of Vince McMahon as soon as possible. You have the picture? There you go. His name. I feel like WWE wants to somehow do away with as much things connected to him. And I feel like Hogan is highly connected to him.
Yeah, but like Roman isn't Andre. Like he's not 7 foot, whatever. He's not like that traveling attraction. It's not the man that's going to wrestle the bear. Like he's your champion. Like let him do something, please.
Yeah. And I think they kind of booked themselves into a corner with him. And who knows, whoever did that contract negotiation probably thought it was a good idea of like, hey, let's pay him this much and then treat him like an attraction. And I do agree you should treat him like an attraction, but at least he should wrestle like I'd say 7 of your events a year.
No, if you have an event a month, your champion wrestles on it. Period.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Give him time off. I say treat him like because I'll tell you what I've liked about Roman's reign as champion. It also does make opportunity for other things to take that main event spot. So that's kind of why you've gotten those great matches that are like Gunter and Sheamus and like putting in the Intercontinental Championship in a main event. And in a way, like a trickle down effect has brought a little bit more attention to that champion and making that championship also mean more, as well as some of the storylines that are bigger around like the women's matches or even the number one contenders matches should be big deals, right? So Roman's not wrestling all the time, is giving opportunity.
But that would work better on the other show that's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Where you could have all those things and still have a 20-minute segment at the end or the top of the 3rd hour with your champion. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing him right now a lot because of WrestleMania season. I mean, but for sure, his absence is definitely, but that's what I'm saying. I think right now he's only wrestling like 4 pay-per-views. I think last year, how many defenses did he have? Is that it? Was it something like
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, so even just doubling that number, right, would make him, I feel like, still a little bit more relevant. Right now, he's just gone in 2 big of spurts where I think they're just trying to keep him for the major 4 pay-per-views. But like I said, just double that number, make some of the other events equally as big. Even if he's not wrestling on them, I don't know, for the championship, if he's just there doing like another bloodline tag team match or something like that, where his work rate does not have to be that, 30 to 45 minute match because he's got 2 other dudes to wrestle with. He should be present.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he needs to be in an Iron Man match every night. He doesn't need to be Flair because he's not, but you know what I mean? Like you don't have to do that. But at least get him in the ring. Jesus.
Yeah. Let him squash some people, maybe.
Sure.
Who knows? What are we going to do with you, Roman? Other WWE news, other big WWE news. Let's see if I can get another one of these slides working here, Pumps. All right. Like, I do feel like I pulled up some. Let's see. Where are we? getting this. Speaking of the Intercontinental Championship. What do we think? What do we think about this? Did you watch that? Did you at least like kind of see any of the highlights of the gauntlet match through social media?
No.
All right.
No,
Was it like a
no.
5-man gauntlet match, which is I feel like the quickest way. I don't hate this match. I'll tell you.
No.
I don't like how just thrown together it randomly is. Because there's no real story here, and I don't know if this is once more one of those things of like that WWE has to make a change because I think
they got 3 weeks to get some.
Yeah, wasn't the rumor that it was going to be Brock and Gunter at some point? And that was trying to happen.
I don't know. I know he was supposed to be in the Rumble, but I don't know about wrestling Walter.
I could be wrong. I don't know about Walter using his government name.
Yeah, I don't support Nazi U-boat captains. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't dive too. I mean, I didn't read the article, but I mean, obviously, I read the headlines, and I think sometimes they're talking about Brock Lesnar potentially being the Gunter opponent. And like I said, I don't hate this. But I wish they would have just
don't hate it at all.
A little sooner. I almost do feel like so it came down to Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, and as much as I love Sami Zayn. I kind of wanted to see Chad Gable because he already had a really freaking amazing match. I don't know, it was October of last year, I think, against Gunter, and they put on a classic. And then like Chad Gable's daughter was like crying at the end. so, and I think they even mentioned that when he went for the match, he's like, I got unfinished business with Gunter, and I was like, oh shit, that it might be Chad Gable again because. I feel like that dude is super underutilized.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And but it ended up being Sami. Not mad at it. I wouldn't also be mad if they somehow got Chad Gable in there as well. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do with how many weeks do they have now? Literally 3 weeks, 3 Monday Night Raws to build something up. So
yeah, we're on the home stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to be a bad match. No. Apparently, Judgment Day is going to face. I don't have a slide for this one, but Judgment Day.
As long as Sami isn't facing Johnny Knoxville again, then it's going to be fine.
I didn't hate that match.
Oh,
Christ. I've never seen a man lose in a giant mousetrap, but
there's a reason for that.
At the time, you got to think where we were at, where it's like, man, Sami Zayn, this is probably going to be the biggest marquee matchup that BKM, he who shall not be named, well, is gonna give you, and I was like, but I guess this sucks. He was very much made into that comedic character, so I guess much more. Meat to sink your teeth into there with Sami Zayn. They're going to slap it together a Judgment Day 6-person. So this is going to be, I think, a 6-person 12-person 6-way tag match.
Oh, wait.
Ladder match.
How?
I don't know. And I'm wondering if that has ever been done. And I'm pretty sure that's what they said, or 5 of the best competing tag teams against the Judgment Day in a 12-person ladder match.
I'll watch it.
I'm going to watch it. I don't know how that's going to be put together. How do you keep all that chaos together? Let's see what else came out of WWE. That's it. That's all the WWE news. Hooray. Let's get on with it here. Let's get on to the big news from AEW.
Yeah.
All right. Did you watch
I have
AEW?
notes.
You have notes for this?
Yeah.
We're going to start with the big thing, right? That opened up Dynamite.
The CEO.
The CEO.
Her music sucks.
You know,
Terrible.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get people to chant CEO.
Which they did, but you don't have to do it with that awful backing track or whatever. That shit is trash.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're, like I said, they're just trying to get people to chant CEO, but
I mean, admittedly, I loved her WWE theme. Loved it.
yeah.
So I get that I'm biased, but like this isn't good. It's not.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Not good. Not good. What'd you think about her promo?
Well, I wrote down we haven't had an emotional promo like this since Cody Rhodes ended racism. There's your clip.
Yeah. Pretty emotional stuff. What would you rate her debut overall? Because she came back at the end of the show, right? She did like a run-in at the end of the show against Julia Hart.
Oh, yes.
With an outfit
No.
change, by the way. With an outfit change.
Oh, yeah.
What would you rate her debut overall? On a scale from like 1 to 10.
I mean, it was fine. It was a 5, I guess. It wasn't
middle of the road.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but AEW doesn't do debuts well. They just don't. The only one they did was Punk. They would have had to try to screw that one up.
Yeah, you got to really screw that. I mean, like, you're just bringing out CM Punk to Cult of Personality in Chicago. You got to really try hard to fuck that up.
Yeah.
But I think that they were trying to recreate almost the CM Punk thing, right? Because she was in Boston. Yeah, I guess not as recognizable of music.
No. And it's not like she's been off the radar for ever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she
just wrestled in Japan 6 months ago. Like, I'm sure the footage is out there. You don't have to have a New Japan World subscription to sponsored by Malibu.
Was it 6 months? She got hurt pretty quickly into her New Japan run, didn't she? Only had that ankle injury.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't be a part-time pro wrestler. Weird.
Yeah, but yeah, she does all sorts of other stuff. Exactly, she's out there. She's present. She is. I guess that the emotional point on her end was like, thanks for not giving up on me.
Yeah, Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
Don't. Yep, that's it in a nutshell. Exactly right. So yeah, I guess obviously they made it clear that I guess Julia Hart is going to be her first opponent. It's funny. I feel like AEW's got good depth in their women's. I don't know. I guess Toni Storm is tied up with the Deonna Purrazzo sort of storyline.
Yeah, and Britt's MIA. So
yeah, that's what we want, right? Don't we want Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné?
Absolutely.
And I guess, but we're gonna get Julia Hart. I guess I'm gonna assume that they're gonna maybe pull the trigger, and I think it'd be smart business. Pull the trigger right away and put some sort of gold around Mercedes Moné.
You have to,
right? No knock on Julia Hart, but yeah, I guess put that TBS championship around her, and hope you get like a Britt Baker, maybe a Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa would be good. Somebody that's not going to hurt her.
Yeah.
Like Chris Statlander would be fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like WWE.
I mean, Serena Deeb's still there. Put her in there.
Dude, Serena Deeb is great.
Yes. And she's not going to hurt her.
She's definitely not going to hurt her. Exactly right.
What I assume is your $1 million investment, multi-million-dollar investment.
Yeah. Do we have any insight on what she's gotten? Let's we're going to take this to the internet.
I don't, but I'm sure it's probably out there.
I'm sure.
I know her New Japan number was a per shot deal. It was up there. If I don't want to. I want to say it was like 60 per shot.
Let me see. According to Forbes, deal falls short of her rumored $5 million payday, which is insane, right? I mean, Tony Khan is, I guess, just like a much bigger, nerdier freaking Ted Turner, I guess. Not really, because you're not a media mogul like Turner is, but he's got that Ted Turner money. Because hot damn, he's thrown out some contract money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're. I mean, God, their talent budget alone has got to be what, 7-8 million a year.
Yeah, how do you? That's what I think. So I don't. I guess I can't fathom maybe $1 billion in that sense, because this company somehow got to be either saving them money on taxes for claiming a bunch of losses, or I don't know.
I mean, they took a bath on the video game. I know that.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
I don't hate the video game, I'll tell you, but I haven't played it that much either. I don't hate the game. I just bet I played it maybe like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is fine. It's got some of the similar. I see what they're going for.
Yeah.
No number on Mercedes Moné. Some people are speculating. We're speculating around $5 million, but who knows? Did she get paid more than Okada, do you think?
No.
Do you think?
No.
Do you think she's getting paid more than Okada? If
Not
so,
a chance.
good for you shattering that glass ceiling there. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm excited. Let's see what comes of it. Obviously, just like you said last week, do you want to be filthy rich or do you want to go to WWE? And I think Mercedes Moné wants to be filthy rich.
But she could act. She's legitimately the top woman walking in there. Like there's nobody else on her level though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in my mind, if Okada walked into WWE, he'd be the top dog. But realistically, he's not. Like I understand that. Mercedes, the minute she walks into that building, she's a 99 in a pool of 75s. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't think you're not big on Paige or Ruby Soho or?
I mean,
Paige got a movie, dude. Or I'm sorry, Saraya.
Yeah, but like she's another one. Is she hurt? She rarely wrestles.
She's in a story with Ruby Soho and her brother and that other.
Yeah, but that's on Collision. Nobody watches that.
And then I guess Tony Storm doesn't have the like mainstream recognition, but
yeah, I mean Tony Storm could get there, and Paige would be the second closest. Britt would probably be third. So it's like, okay, there's your top 3.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Where has Britt Baker been? She's is she injured?
Who knows?
Is there beef? Is there drama?
No, I don't think there's drama.
Maybe not. Let's see what other great news came out of AEW. I got these slides here.
Why did they put on the main event immediately after the Mercedes debut?
Yeah, the Wardlow Samoa Joe match.
Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I have no idea why they just went right into that. It was very weird. They just kind of got it right out of the way.
I guess they wanted to keep the TV audience, pull a number for the quarter. I don't know.
For that hour, maybe?
Yes.
But what really came out of that match? I feel like Swerve. A bit, and then what now? Wardlow's just gonna kind of get put on the back burner again.
I feel bad, like, because I feel like Samoa Joe is gonna have the title run of Drew McIntyre in the Thunderdome.
You think so?
Yeah, because he's like the bridge quarterback. You know what I mean? Like your backup QB isn't quite ready. Your hot rookie isn't quite ready. So you're just gonna have this guy, call plays for a little while till he either gets hurt or, the kid's ready to go. And by the kid, I mean Okada, Osprey,
Swerve,
like 6 other people that are hot as hell right now, and unfortunately, way more over than Joe.
Yeah, and I like Samoa Joe a lot.
Oh, I love Joe.
I love,
and I've met him a couple times. You couldn't meet a nicer human being.
Credible champion. And I hope not, because I'm telling you, I feel like he's probably the most credible dude, like looking sort of wrestler in that entire company right now. I like the idea of him and Wardlow. I just wish there was a little bit more to that story. I hope it's not over with Wardlow. Maybe we'll see a little bit of, like, I don't know, a continuation of that story. Who knows? Or maybe it comes in script, but because at this point, right, did we ever think that Wardlow was going to take the title off of Joe in this match? Did we think Wardlow was a credible threat to Samoa Joe or his title reign after this match?
No.
And that sucks. It's tough. It's a tough spot to be in. I think, like I said, if Wardlow goes back to just business as usual past this week, I think you've probably missed every opportunity. If for some reason maybe Wardlow kind of makes his way into whatever story is going on with Samoa Joe, there's potential to make something really cool happen there. But we will see. Who knows? But you're right. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it's going to be Osprey or Okada or I don't think Daniel Bryanson ever wants the championship. Danielson, whatever. Bryan Danielson.
I don't think so. I think he's just having fun.
No, I think he's. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, though, or Bryan Danielson having fun.
Bryan Dragonson.
Who knows, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
DB. The Yes Man. This match pumps. I wish who is this?
Shibata,
right? Yeah. I don't know much about Shibata. I can't tell you that I do.
He's phenomenal.
But, dude, this fucking match.
Yep.
Probably my favorite wrestling match all week. So freaking good. And I'll tell you, as crazy as all the stuff that you can talk about, like WWE being profitable, questionable debuts. One of my favorite shows is slowly but surely just becoming Collision. Like if you just kind of watch it as its own thing. Because there was even Lance Archer and Cesaro in that match, or freaking Claudio. Sorry. Obviously you got that Edge promo, which is okay. But this to me was like the highlight of that show. And if he's having fun, you can tell because this match was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, anytime Shibata gets in the ring with anybody that can wrestle a little bit, I mean, yeah, watch out.
So one thing they did not, once more, AEW not really explaining much. I know the Daniel Bryan story of like, hey, you know what I'm saying? The concussions, he wasn't able to wrestle again. Was Shibata, was that the same thing? Was he not able to wrestle? Because they touched on the commentary, but they didn't even give me anything else other than we never.
I want to say it was his heart, or he like maybe had like a borderline stroke. So he was like off training everybody at the LA dojo, and then rolling around being like, okay, I feel pretty good, and went and got checked out and was cleared, and came back it wasn't a Wrestle Kingdom, but it was one of the shows after. Maybe it's like a New Year's Dash or something. and just randomly came back and had a match, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
All right.
Yeah.
But it was like a heart condition?
Yeah, I want to say it was his heart or something like that. Like, it was something where it's like, "Oh yeah, you'll never wrestle again."
That's
And then
so you're saying there's a chance Triple H can get
pretty
back
much.
in that.
Pretty much.
No, I think he's done. Let's see. I'm trying to look this up here. Shibata wrestler heart condition.
Yeah. I want to say it was his heart, but I don't know.
Update. Well, that's 2017. Taken due to poor health following the main event of April 9th, something or other.
Yeah.
Oh, this is from New Japan site. Let's see. But
Yeah, he like collapsed after the match or something.
Oh yeah. They just said poor health. He's in poor health.
He's in poor health.
Well, what's wrong with him? Well, his health.
Yeah, it's his health. Duh.
It's poor.
It's terribly poor.
Let's go. Why do you have to retire? You know, his health just was not wealthy.
It was poor.
It's very poor. His health. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I was diagnosed with a subdural hematoma.
Yes.
What the hell does that mean? We're gonna get all medical and shit right now.
Well, that's a bruise.
Oh, oh yeah, it's a bruise. Oh no, is it a It's one on. Let's see. Buildup of blood in the surface of the brain, on the top of the brain.
Oh.
No, I might have mispronounced that. Subdural.
Well, a hematoma is a bruise.
Hematoma isn't, but this is a subdural hematoma. I guess.
Well, there you go.
And it's, I guess, a bruise, maybe like a bruise on your brain. That's it. He had a brain bruise. Got better. Bam. Now we got him wrestling Daniel Bryan.
Health not so poor anymore.
What happened to his health? It got better. He just got
better.
You're never going to wrestle again. Guess what? You may get to wrestle again.
Go slap each other in the face.
You know, I mean, do you know also how Daniel Bryan, like, did you ever hear like how his stuff got cleared to wrestle again? Like,
No.
I don't remember whose podcast he was on, but I listened to it. It's like, what's going on? He said, he's like, oh, so when they were doing the testing on me, they were like checking all this testing of my reflexes, that of an actual like athlete, like the way they would test like an athlete in the NFL or the NBA. And then he's like, but I don't think that's not right. I don't need to have those athletic reflexes because what we do is slightly different, right? Like it's predetermined or whatever it may be. And then he got like other checks to clear him to wrestle, like, right, where some of the places weren't clearing him because he didn't have the exact reflexes that they were talking about that would be, you know, tested, I guess, for somebody like, it's like, hey, the people from the NBA, if you test their reflexes, they're like superhuman in comparison to, you know, I guess, I don't know, people like us pumps. And that's how he got like cleared, was enough doctors cleared him to be like, oh, based on what you're doing, you would definitely be allowed to wrestle. So now he's out there kicking the shit out and slapping the shit out of.
There you go.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan also, health got better. Well, you're not fast, Daniel Bryan. Oh, but I don't need to be fast. Okay, well then you're cleared.
Yeah, I don't need to be fast. How's my neck?
Yeah. Can I get dropped on my neck a few times? Yeah, good. You're good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get out there, kid.
Yep. But no, I mean, like, well, I wish I would have gotten a little bit more backstory because just from, like I said, when I picked up on commentary, I'm a nerd, so I know, like, I've been listening to all the interviews and figuring out all, you know, I know of Bryan Danielson and other places, but I missed the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Because if you like, if any Joe Schmo would have turned on the channel and you would have given me a little backstory to what was going on between these two, this was a fucking pay-per-view caliber match, and really, really freaking great. So hats off to you, Shibata and Danielson, for wrestling good. Yeah. Let's see. I think, do I have any others? I'm out of slides, Pumps.
That's okay.
I do want to, I do want to, what you clearly, let's talk about the man here that you're quoting is Osprey's promo, Osprey's night out.
Hell of a promo.
Hell of a promo, right? Easily one of the best promos I've seen on the AEW television. And that Osprey kid, he's going places.
Yeah, he's got a bright future.
Other guy, once more, not only am I on podcast, clearly I'm listening. I spend a lot of time in my car, in case you're wondering. So I listen to
that LA traffic.
Dude, that fucking LA traffic is brutal, right? So what I do is I'll listen to a little bit of music, but I like listening to podcasts. I catch up on my news and all that shit and listen to like tech news and all that. But I didn't listen to the whole thing because I can't, I'll listen to it in spurts. But Osprey was talking about his time, I guess, in New Japan, talking about his time with Lucha Libre and with like AAA, and how I guess he learned to wrestle and work by working like as a team, right? That's kind of the thing with like the New Japan dojos. You're like a fucking little like athletic club or a team, and you live and you everybody kind of pulls their little bit of weight and say what you will about it.
You got chores, you cook, you clean, you wash,
Yeah. And then a similar situation he was in within AAA as well, with something like that, where it's like you would go kind of town to town and do shows, and you would wrestle like under a mask, like just like they would just give you like a new character potentially each week. And I think his quote was like, he's like, oh, tonight you're gonna be a fucking silver lizard or some shit. And they're like, how the fuck how does anybody be a silver lizard? And they're like, I don't know, you fucking figure it out. But
figure it out, kid.
Yeah. But it was like whatever the booker says goes. And
imagine that.
Yeah. And he says he feels like everybody should have that sort of experience in the world of wrestling. He's like, it's one thing, I guess, to work just like indies with your own character, but like when you're forced or given some sort of character and having to adapt to that, he says it's how it helped him greatly. And it fucking shows, man, because I'll tell you, yeah, he's got superstar potential in the US, I think. Like if he comes, and like I know maybe you don't love the Conor McGregor comparison.
Realistically, I don't care.
But I feel like that's a great, like, you've got all this amazing freaking in-ring ability and can cut a damn good promo. And already just from like, he's got a presence, you know what I'm saying? Like a character kind of already built in. And I don't know if a portion of it is himself. Right. But yeah, dude, he killed it this week. And I'm really excited for that match at Dynasty and that eventual match against Samoa Joe, because those two are going to freaking tear the house down.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone back and watched a lot of old Osprey stuff. I came across him like most people did when he and Ricochet broke the top rope and still had that crazy 22-minute flip fest. You know what I mean? That was 2017, 2016. And then I went back and found like his Swords of Essex stuff and just the progression, like 2020 Osprey is not the same. Like, yeah, he'll still do a cheeky Nando's, but like the Hidden Blade and Stormbreaker and the kick off your chest to backflip to kick you again, like nobody else is doing that because they can't.
Like, I agree. I'm really like, I guess the one thing is, I mean, who knows how long Ricochet is going to last in WWE, because I feel like he's floundering, sad to say. And would really be curious to see how those two would mix it up now, kind of with what they know, with a little bit more storytelling in there. They could potentially put on a great match too. All right, well, I'm gonna put you on the pressure cooker here, Pumps.
All right,
since you're the leading Will Ospreay expert on this show right now.
Okay.
We're gonna do a top. Give me a top 5 Will Osprey, like essential matches, in your opinion, for us to watch to get to know this Will Osprey character.
I mean, definitely him and Ricochet where the top rope broke. That might have been a What Culture show. I'm not sure, but definitely that. I mean, it's the first one that comes up if you search Osprey and Ricochet.
Yeah.
Definitely the match with him and Okada, where at the end he turns on Okada and leaves Chaos. The match was sort of but the after effects is what sort of put him on his world champion trajectory.
Okay.
Like he went so far heel that he like diamond cuttered his then girlfriend B Priestley, who's
Osprey.
in WWE. Yeah, she's in NXT now. I don't know her name. B Davenport, I think, or something Davenport.
Okay.
But yeah, the Kenny match.
Osprey Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say that was Wrestle Kingdom, but I'm not 100%. The Okada match where he flipped off the lighting truss. Yeah, I can't really think of a fifth one off the top of my head. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's Osprey.
I mean, well, you said when did he deliver that move to his girlfriend?
Oh, that was after that. That was in New Japan. Yeah,
after that Okada match where he leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he heel turned on Okada.
Didn't him and Ricochet have another match? Didn't have it was like Ricochet Okada too.
They might have, but I mean, this is the one everybody. That's like the quintessential flippy match, you know.
Yeah, the ultimate.
It spawned the meme like ... dive. That's the match where that came from.
Right on.
So, yeah.
Right on. Well, I think that's all the top news. Is there anything else that we're missing here? I mean, obviously we're missing a lot of stuff, but who the fuck can watch that much wrestling?
Exactly. No, the only thing I can't, and I'm not being mean when I say this. In what universe am I supposed to believe that Rhio can beat Willow Nightingale?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't get the
I love Willow Nightingale. She's beautiful, she's phenomenal, she can work.
No, I don't get the
But there's no universe where Rhio is a challenge to this woman.
I agree. I don't see the Rhio appeal as a talent. Like as much as I've seen her stuff, I haven't seen anything that feel like that's like extraordinary from Rhio to even be. Was that the main event of Dynamite?
Yes.
Yeah, right. That was the main event. That's so I guess I'm assuming the reason they probably put that in the main event is because we could start the show with Mercedes Moné and end it with Mercedes Moné.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if those are the chess pieces you want to put into play when you're trying to kind of bring in a new star. I don't know. I like Willow Nightingale as well.
Yeah, I love her. I've loved her since Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
the first time I saw
her. I agree with you. I don't, like I said, I don't see the appeal with Rhio.
Nope.
In general. And she was like the first, wasn't she like the first?
I believe Britt was the first.
Okay.
Oh, champion? Yeah, she was the first women's champion. I thought you meant signee.
No, yeah, she was like the first women's champion.
Yes.
Right. And then I guess who'd she lose? She lost it to Britt, right? Is that it? Did Britt Baker beat her? And then
it was either Britt or Nyla.
Where's Nyla Rose been? She got
Collision? I don't know.
No, I haven't seen her.
Rampage? Is Rampage still a thing? Maybe.
Rampage is still a thing. Rampage is Rampage. It's interesting how they break everything up. Rampage, I feel like, is where you're seeing all of the Saraya stuff right now.
Ah, yes.
So they're kind of definitely splitting up the talent. And yeah, the story with Ruby Soho, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like Willow Nightingale a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so there's a moment there. I think her and Mercedes Moné shared at the end where she raises her hand. So maybe that's her opponent. I don't know. Maybe that's her. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I would like to see that. I'd watch Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale if they had that going on. Yeah.
Wouldn't be my first choice.
No, I mean, it's a good kind of a place to start here.
I think Ruby Soho would be my first choice, honestly.
I think Ruby Soho would be my first choice too. They're doing a really weird storyline with Ruby Soho right now, where she's just like in love, and Saraya's like hating, and she's like, "No, you're my friend or whatever. You're supposed to date my brother." That's the storyline that they're deciding to go with Saraya and Ruby Soho. That you should be dating my brother, not. So I'm jealous you're dating the other dude from Jericho Appreciation Society.
Who? It's someone on the show.
Yeah. Oh, it's somebody on the show.
Oh, who is it?
It's the Jericho Appreciation Society guy. I don't.
Yeah, there was like 6 of them. So which one? Was it the guy with the comb, Angelo?
Let's see.
And the suspenders.
See, now this is hard to find. Okay, hold on. Because what I type in Ruby Soho's lover. Hey,
maybe
it's gonna get. Okay, here we go. Ruby Soho.
Who put all this pornography on my phone?
Who would do all this? Cool Hand Aang.
Yeah, the guy with the comb.
Yeah. Yep. That's the story right now. Is his name? Did they change him? Angelo Parker? Yeah.
No, that was his name in the.
Yeah. Yeah, she's dating him. And Saraya was like, "You're supposed to date my brother. I don't like this freaking dude that you're dating." And then freaking Zach Zodiac freaking beat him up at some point, and then they got into some big fight. And this other girl, what's Danny Excello, I guess.
Was she the one that was like trying to be their clone or whatever? Yeah.
I don't know what I just know that Saraya from time to time sprays her with a bottle of water, and she's like, I don't know. It's very weird.
Neat.
But yeah, now we're okay. So yeah, Collision is gonna have Cool Hang Ang and Zach Zodiac at some point, maybe next week. Who knows?
Who knows? Only time will tell.
I don't know. I look. Not once more. I don't know who's producing that stuff, or I guess is that a Tony Khan thing? You think he's like, you know what I want Ruby Soho to fucking date Cool.
Yeah, I want a good old fashioned love triangle story.
Or I guess, or I don't know if he's just letting them be like, you know what, you guys be creative. Do you have a story in mind? I don't know how it's working over there in AEW.
Because famously, Saraya love triangles end fantastic.
Well, her brother's involved in this one. I don't know.
Could be a whole new category.
I don't know what they're going for, but yeah, it's very weird. But I would, yeah, maybe they had nothing going on until now. Mercedes Moné, maybe it comes shake up the women's division. But yeah, Ruby Soho would be a great match against Mercedes Moné, but unfortunately she's too busy being the doting love interest of Cool Hand Aang.
I mean, don't they have Lady Frost also? And I feel like Camille is a free agent, former NWA Women's World Champion. Like, there's plenty of women that like do what you did. Okay, do what you did in Daly's place. Like, bring in like the hot indies, get them over a little bit, give them a little bit of a rub, build them up, build your new acquisition up in some squash matches, and then let all this falderall finish off, and then boom, you're off and running with 6-8 weeks of Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, whomever. I don't know. Do something.
I don't know who's booking the women's division of AEW. We're gonna
It was Dustin, was what I had heard. It was Dustin.
Do you think Cody and Brandy probably had a big hand in the early days of that? Or
the last I knew it was Dustin and QT. But QT left. I don't know if he's back.
Yeah, they definitely need work on that.
Yeah.
They definitely need work on that. I'm getting a knock over here, Pump.
I heard that.
Yeah, I was coming through the show now. Oh my gosh. Well, hey man. Good show.
We're not going to go 4 hours and 50 minutes tonight.
No.
What?
No, I'm getting the wrap-up signal over here apparently, but
I like it.
It. That's probably one of my kids or something there.
That's fair.
Yeah, this is a Nathan Haskill-less show. No running.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Nate's niece.
Yeah. Happy birthday. In case you guys are wondering why it's just the Adventures of P&P is because
Team PP.
Is because Nathan's attending his niece's birthday party, so that's a pretty big one. I support it.
Yeah.
Yep. Happy birthday. I don't know her name, but happy birthday to Nathan's niece.
Maya.
Happy birthday, Maya. Pumps, anything before we sign off here?
No, I got nothing. And I ain't planning on dying, bro.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thanks. Thanks, Pump, for taking the time and talking wrestling with me, by the way, per usual.
Support Bucky's.
Support Bucky's.
Lifestyle.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. My name is Pablo, Deeper Issues Nerdcast. This has been the Abdominal Stretch. Be nice to each other, right? What's the other part?
Oh, I was doing the Okada. I don't know.
Watch wrestling.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick and watch wrestling.